Good morning, Mountaineers. This week it's a pre-recorded video due to the fact that we have checkpoints tomorrow. So I apologize that we won't be going live in the morning, and that's something that I'll miss. I'm starting to get used to that, even though it gives me those butterflies. So it's pre-recorded in DJ's living room. I'm hoping you can't see a little bit of dirt and fur dust bunnies all over my floor. I'm due to vacuum, and yeah, that's just life. So our guiding theme for this week's practice is keeping it simple, which in the state of what our world looks like right now might be extremely hard for us type A people, or us people that we know are constantly busy in what our worlds look like. So we're going to do our best in our practice to keep it simple and to flush out any unnecessary expectations that we may have just day to day. So in that respect, practice is going to be a little bit different. We're going to move a little bit more quickly and fluidly, but I'm hopeful that it feels good as we flow. Okay, so again, thank you for joining me, and yeah, let's just keep it simple and let's flush out those unnecessary expectations that we're constantly putting on ourselves. You know, if our body is asking us just to sit and maybe binge watch The Last Dance on Netflix because Michael Jordan's so awesome and the story is so awesome, then you've got to listen to what you need in that moment. All right? So thank you again for joining me, and we are going to start on our backs today. Okay? So coming to your backs in a laying down position, what I want you to do is you're going to bring your feet out to the outer side edges of your mats. Your hands, you can rest your hands wherever is most comfortable, and all I want you to do is windshield wiper your knees to either side and just linger for a couple seconds when both knees are as close to the ground as your flexibility will allow. Okay, and really pull down on that top hip once you get there. Okay, really pull down on that top hip so your knee is pulling down closer to the ground. So let's do this once more on both sides. Okay, so once more on our right. Hold here, and then once more on our left. And just hold for a brief second. Come back up to center, and then this time we're going to come into a bit of a twist. So lower both knees to the right-hand side again. Okay, your right knee actually might completely contact the floor. Maybe we can bring our right hand to our right knee. Both shoulders are equally grounded. Can you attach your left hand to your left foot and pull that foot a little bit more to your body? And our gaze is going to go off to our left. So continue to draw that left knee down. You're going to feel a different intensity in through your left leg and your left hip. And if you can't find that bind with your left hand and your left foot, that's okay. Okay, we'll stay for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Gaze comes back to center. If you took that bind, release the bind. Release your right hand as well. Bring both knees back up through center. And then this time you're going to shift your hips slightly to the right and lower both knees to your left. So same idea. Left hand might rest on your left knee. Maybe your right hand can grab that right foot. Draw that right knee down. Both shoulders are equally grounded. This time we look over to our right. Nice deep long breaths. Nice easy gentle movements as we ease ourselves into today's practice. Okay, we'll stay for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Gaze comes back to center. Release the bind if you took both binds. Let's lift both both knees back up to ceiling. Bring your hips back to the center so that your low back is grounded. You're going to lift both feet off of the mat. You're going to cross your ankles. And all you're going to do is gently begin to grip behind your knees. And all we're going to begin to do is rock and roll along our spine. So you're just going to roll up and back. Up and back. We'll do that once more. And find yourself in a seated position. So what I like to do in my seated position, and maybe I'll turn to face the camera. What I like to do in my seated position is I stack one foot on top of the other. Okay, making sure your seat bones are equally grounded. We're going to transition through a few different variations here to begin to open up the body a little bit more. So your right hand is going to come off to the side of your right hip. Your right hand is going to plant down, okay, right off the side of your right hip. Your left arm is going to extend towards the sky. Palm is facing to the right side of your body as well. Keeping both seat bones grounded, you're going to begin to bend into your right elbow, and you're going to reach with that left arm up over the right side of your body. Making sure both seat bones are grounded, you're beginning to feel lengthen through that left side body. My gaze, as you can see, goes underneath my left arm. Okay? Slowly begin to make your way back. We'll transition right to the other side. Plant that left hand off to the side of your left hip. Right arm is going to extend skyward. Again, your palm is facing left. Begin to bend into your left elbow. And you're reaching long and far over towards the left side of your body. Make sure your shoulders are square and make sure both seat bones are equally grounded. Okay, slowly and gently make your way back to center. Okay, maybe you just need to roll out those shoulders just for a second. So we're going to do a different spine opening sequence. So what I'm going to get you to do is link your fingers, and you're going to turn your palms so that they face forward. And as you do this, what I want you to do is draw your belly button back and lean back on your seat bones. So this is going to be what we call the cat portion of our cat-cow that we've done before. Now all we're going to do here is we're going to pull our belly button forward. We're going to reach those arms up, and you're going to arch your back a little bit more forward as you reach those hands up. Okay, lower those hands forward, draw that belly button back, pull those shoulder blades back. So this is the cat. Okay, draw the body forward, belly button leads forward, arms reach up. This is our cow portion. We're going to do that 3 more times. So let's slowly make our way into cat. Roll yourself back forwards, arms extend skyward. Here we are in cow. We'll do that 2 more times. Okay, find your way into your cat. Okay, come forward into cow, arms extend skyward. Okay, here we go into cat, last time. Arms reach up, our finale is cow pose. Okay, slowly and gently begin to release that bind. Maybe here, your hands find your knees and you shake those shoulders out. So this time, I'm going to turn sideways. Keep your feet where they are. We're going to come into a seated twist. So from here, all I want you to do is bring your hands to your shoulders. Lift those elbows skyward. Extend those arms skyward. We're going to twist to our right. So our left hand is going to find our right knee. Find that grip. Your right hand is either going to tent in behind you at the middle of your back, or your palm is going to fully ground. From here, we naturally lean back. Let's draw our chest forward, and maybe we can begin to look over that right shoulder. Nice long, deep breaths in these twists. Okay, slowly and gently begin to draw yourself back to center. Fingertips grip underneath your knees. Maybe again you roll your shoulders out a little bit before we transition to the other side. So again, your hands are going to find your shoulders. Draw your chest forward, lift those elbows high, and then extend those arms skyward so your palms face one another. This time we're twisting left, so right hand finds left knee. Left hand comes in behind you, either tent it or plant your palm of your hand. Draw your chest forward and begin to take your gaze off to the left side, maybe over your left shoulder. Nice, easy, gentle movements to begin our practice. Nice, deep, long breaths. And then slowly and gently begin to make your way back to center. Again, shake those shoulders out. And then from here, all I'd like you to do is come to stillness, roll over onto your knees so that your hands plant. You're going to walk your knees back to the back third of your mat. Your knees are going to go wide. Big toes come to touch. You're going to sink those hips back onto your heels. And again, like we've done in previous practices, if your hips and heels don't connect, place a pillow underneath. Okay, we're coming into what we call a wide-legged child's pose, but we're going to make it into a more of a shoulder stretch. So what I want you to do is bring your left hand more forward, maybe more towards the middle of your mat. Your right arm is going to extend to the side, and then your right arm is going to go underneath your left armpit, and all I want you to do is lower onto your right shoulder. So the side of your right face plants as well. Maybe you keep your hand extended forward, or maybe today you try to take that left hand behind your body and tuck it into the right pocket of your favorite pair of jeans. Make sure both hips are still sinking back towards your heels so everything is equally grounded. Your gaze is gentle and your gaze is off to the left-hand side of your mat. We'll stay for 5 more breaths. Nice, deep, long breaths. Deep inhales and exhales through your nose. Slowly and gently, if you have that bind with your left hand, bring your left hand back around so it grounds down on your mat. You're going to push yourself up. Bring your right hand to meet your left hand. And all I want you to do is just begin to sense how those hips feel. Okay, maybe they're feeling a little bit more open. Now switching to the other side, bring your right hand to more center. Extend that left arm sideways, and then you're going to run that left arm so your palm faces up directly underneath your right armpit until you're resting on that left shoulder. Maybe you keep that right arm extended overhead. Maybe you take that right arm around your back and you tuck it into your favorite jeans left pocket. Make sure your hips are equally grounded. Make sure your gaze is natural and not intense, so try not to stare. Try to maintain that deep breath work throughout our entire practice today. Okay, and don't forget to smile, because yoga, I hope, is beginning to become maybe a little bit more normal, and you might be having a little bit of fun with it. That's my hope for you. Okay, we'll stay for 3 more breaths. Maybe this side is a little bit more tight than the other side, or sticky, I'll call it. Okay, and hopefully by the end it won't feel as sticky. So if you bound your right hand behind your back, let's bring it back around and connect it back with our mat. Begin to push up with your right hand, extend that left arm back forward. Slowly begin to roll yourself up and find your way into just a tabletop for a moment. Your hands are quite close to the top of your mat. All I want you to do from here is tuck those toes under. Lift those hips high. Find your first downward facing dog. So again, you're pushing through the palms of your hands. Look forward at your hands. Make sure your fingers are spread wide. Your middle finger is pointing towards the top of your mat. Your body's creating a V shape. Your gaze is going back to a spot in between your feet. Maybe your heels are still a little bit lifted, and that's totally cool. But I want you to create as much of a V as your body allows. Let's lift both heels up, and we're going to walk both heels a little bit over to the right, and we're going to drop our heels down. And I want you to bend into your right knee and look under your left armpit. You're going to feel this through your left side body again. Slowly and gently lift your heels up again. Come back to center. Keeping those heels lifted, we're going to drop both heels to our left. Again, this time you bend into your left knee. Look under your right armpit. And smile. Okay, slowly and gently unbend that left knee. Bring your heels back to center. And all I want you to do from here is roll forward and find a plank position. Keep those feet, try to keep your hands in your feet in their down dog shape. Okay, lift those hips up high, downward facing dog. Keep those heels lifted if you have to. Roll forward, finding plank. Hips high, downward facing dog. We're going to do that 2 more times. Roll forward, find your plank. Nice strong core. Hips high, downward facing dog. Roll forward, find plank. Last time. Hips high, downward facing dog. This time, lower your heels to the best of your ability. You're going to walk those hands back towards your feet. Tent your fingers as you get there. Heel toe your feet in so that they're hip width apart, so both feet are underneath your hip. So we've been here before in previous classes. You're going to bend into your left knee. Your left hand plants underneath your face. You're going to twist open to your right. So your right leg is straight. We're giving our shoulders a bit of a break. Okay, slowly and gently unwind. Tent those fingers, pedal out both knees. And we're going to switch over to the other side. So come back to stillness, bend deeply into your right knee. Your right hand plants under your face. Twist open to our left. Nice, long, equal breaths. Slowly begin to unwind. Tent those fingers. Hands are going to come to your shins. We're coming into what we call a flat back position. So here's what I want you to feel. You're pulling out through your tailbone. You're reaching forward with the crown of your head, and your back feels super duper straight. We're giving our shoulders just a brief break. Come back into a forward fold. Okay, hips are going to, or your hips are going to come to your hands are going to come to your hips. We're going to come all the way up to a standing position. And all I want you to do is to shake both legs out before we get started. Okay, hands are going to find your hips. Draw those shoulders forward. Reach those arms up high to the sky, palms face. Hands are going to connect, and you're going to forward fold, and you're going to bring your hands through heart center all the way down to the floor. Hands are going to find your shins in a flat back position and forward fold. Walk those hands back forward, finding your plank. Widen your feet if you need to. Drop those hips, chest leads through your bicep. Look high to the sky. Modified upward facing dog. Hips high to the sky, downward facing dog. All right, here's where we begin our movement. Feet come together to touch at the back of your mat. Right leg lifts high to the sky. You're going to step your right foot to where your right hand is. Gentle touch down. Tent your fingers. Walk your left foot a big step left. Drop your left knee to the mat. Top of your left foot turns over as well. Now we're just getting into how our hip feels here. You should feel the majority of the sensation as you sink your body forward in the front of your left hip. Both hands may be fined. Your right knee, that's creating a 90-degree angle. Sink those hips forward. We're just beginning to feel a little bit of sensation into that left hip. Nice, deep, long breaths. Continue to draw those shoulders away from your ears. Okay, your hands are going to go on either side of that right foot. What I want you to begin to do is sink both hips back. Straighten out your right leg. Your right toes are going to point towards the ceiling. This is called half splits. So your right leg is as straight as possible. Try to draw your right hip more back and your left hip more forward, and then walk your fingertips a little bit more forward and pull back with that right hip. Nice, deep, long breaths. Slowly and gently begin to return your right foot back to your mat. Find that 90-degree angle with that right knee. Left hand plants on your mat, underneath your left shoulder. Twist open with that right arm. So this is called a modified dragonfly twist. So draw that right hip back through center. And here's a really cool transition. You're going to kickstand your left foot off at a 45-degree angle of your mat. You're going to extend your right leg straight back. And you're going to find a supported side plank. Flex into that right foot. Maybe you can lift your right foot a little bit higher. But this is called supported side plank. Slowly and gently begin to unwind. Both hands will find your mat. Both knees will find your mat. Maybe you take a brief wiggle of both your hips from either side before we transition into the other side. So walk your hands, one handprint forward. Curl those toes under. Lift those hips up high to the sky. Downward facing dog. So this is our resting pose in yoga. Okay? Feet come together to touch at the back of your mat. Left leg lifts high to the sky. This time you step your left foot forward, gentle touch down where your left hand is. Tent your fingers. Right foot, big step right. Drop your right knee to the mat. Top of your right foot also turns over. And now we sink our hips forward. This is what we call a low lunge position in yoga. Maybe this time take those arms in behind. Link your fingers, create a fist. And draw those shoulders more away from your ears. And you're opening up through your chest here. And feel those sticky spots in your hips. Gently begin to release that grip of your hands. Bring your hands back forward. Hands are going to come to either side of that front foot, which is your left foot. Begin to sink those hips back. Keep that left leg straight. Flex into your left foot. Here we are in half splits again. So again, you're drawing your left hip back and your right hip more forward. Reach forward with your fingertips. And see if you can draw your chest closer to your left knee. Okay, slowly and gently begin to walk your body back forward so that your left foot again plants, creating a 90-degree bend. Right hand plants under your right shoulder. Sink those hips forward. Twist open to the left. This is a modified dragonfly twist. And here we go. Here's that cool transition. Kickstand that right foot off 45 degrees. You're going to pick that left foot up Extend that left leg straight back. Here's our modified side plank. You've got such a strong left leg. You're kicking out through that left heel. You're drawing those left toes towards your face. And you feel such length through your arms. And slowly and gently begin to bring both hands back to your mat. Both knees back to your mat. Again, let's wiggle a little bit. And then we're going to add on to that sequence. Okay, slowly come back to center. Hands, handprint forward. Curl those toes, lift those hips high. Here's our downward facing dog. Maybe you feel like this downward facing dog is your best one yet. But if not, let go of any expectation. Our bodies are different every day. Our bodies hold tension differently every day. All right, here we go. Let's add on. Feet come together to touch at the back of our mat. Right leg lifts high to the sky. You're going to step your right foot to where your right hand is. Tent your fingers. Walk your left foot a big step left. Keep that left leg lifted. We're going to rise up into what we call crescent lunge. So sink into your right knee. Your left leg is so very strong. Okay, so you guys might know this as runner's lunge. We're only here for 3 more breaths, so make them powerful. 90-degree bend in that front knee. Now, as we begin to lean forward with our hands are going to come to our mat on either side of our right leg. Begin to straighten out your right leg. Walk your left foot in a big step forward. Square up those hips again. Here we are in what we call pyramid pose. You're sinking your chest as close to that front leg as possible. You're feeling it through the back side of that right leg. Okay, we've been here before, but in a half splits version. All right, so now from here, begin to bend into your right knee. Wiggle your left toes back. Left leg is straight and strong. Left hand plants underneath your left shoulder. Twist open to the right. Full version of dragonfly twist. Draw those hips back through center. From here, lower your left knee. Turn that top of your left foot over. Kickstand it off at a 45-degree angle. Come back into that supported side plank. It's a fun transition. We'll stay for 5. We'll stay for 4, for 3, and 2, and 1. Before we go anywhere, bend into that right knee. Your right hand is going to grab your right ankle and begin to open up through your chest a little bit more. Push that foot into your hand. This is called bound side plank, modified side plank. Now slowly begin to release. Come back into extension. Find your way back in a tabletop position. Maybe you have to wiggle your hips from side to side again before we transition to the other side. Walk your hands a handprint forward. Curl those toes under, hips high to the sky. Downward facing dog. Feet come together to touch at the back of your mat. Left leg lifts high to the sky this time. You're going to step your left foot forward to where your left hand is. Tent your fingers. Walk your right foot, big step right. And you're going to rise all the way up into our crescent lunge. 90-degree bend in that left knee. Right leg is as straight as you can keep it. We're going to stay for 3, for 2, and 1. Begin to reach forward all the way down so that our hands are grounded on our mat. Begin to straighten into your left leg. Right foot walks in a big step right forward. Square your hips to the top of your mat. Here we are in our pyramid pose. You're folding over that straight left leg. Okay, we know this as a hamstring stretch. Slowly and gently begin to bend into your left knee. Wiggle your right toes to the back of your mat. Plant your right hand under your right shoulder. Sink those hips forward. Twist open left. Regular dragonfly twist. Slowly begin to lower your right knee. Kickstand your right knee off at 45. Modified side plank. You're feeling strength. You're feeling fluid. Okay, we're flushing things out. Slowly begin to bend into your right knee. Your left knee. Left hand grabs your left ankle. All I want you to do is push that foot into your hand as you twist a little bit more open. Slowly and gently begin to release back into an extension. Find your way back through table. Wiggle those hips. And then we're going to do a bit of a moving hip opener sequence. Okay, we're almost there through the hard stuff. Walk your hands a handprint forward, curl those toes under, lift those hips high, downward facing dog. So from here, all I want you to do is walk those hands forward to meet your feet or to meet your hands. Once you get here, you're going to walk your feet mat width wide so that your toes are pointing out slightly. All I want you to do is sink those hips down towards your heels. We're coming into what we call Malasana squat. So my elbows are to the insides of my knees. Maybe your heels are lifted, but we're getting a little bit of movement into our hips. Okay, draw that chest up and draw that chest forward. So from here, release those hands. Plant those hands on your mat. Lift your hips up a little bit and step your left foot back. You're going to kind of wiggle those right toes more forward. Drop that left knee. Now all you're going to do is you're going to bring your right foot a little bit closer to your right pinky finger, and you're going to let that right knee fold open so that you can see the sole of your foot. So this is called lizard lunge, and this is our hip opener sequence. So you can either stay here on the palms of your hands, maybe you can come down onto your forearms, and this is just the first of 3 different versions we're going to do with our lizard lunge. Okay, we're here for 5 more breaths. I always like to take movement in my first lizard lunge just to kind of keep it a little bit more dynamic as opposed to static. Okay, if you were on your forearms, make your way back up onto the palms of your hands. The sole of your right foot regrounds. Curl your left toes under, lift your left knee up. And all I want you to do is go right back into what we call 3-legged dog. So you're lifting that right leg high. So again, we're going to step our right foot to the outside of our right hand. You're going to drop your right knee back down to your mat. Okay, walk your right foot a little bit closer to your right pinky finger and let that knee fold open. This time we're going to come into a twist. So bring your left hand more to the middle. Your right hand is going to come to your right knee. Sink your hips forward and begin to look over that right shoulder. Okay, maybe you're feeling like this time it's not as sticky. Slowly begin to untwist, both hands plant. Right sole of your foot regrounds, curl your left toes under. 3-legged dog again. We've got 1 more One more version. So step that right foot to the outside of your right hand. You guys are like, what? Walk your left foot more left. Drop your left knee, top of your left foot turns over. Again, fold that right knee open. Bring your left hand more to center. Bend into your left knee. Reach back with that right hand. Maybe you can grab the top of your left foot and draw that left foot into your bum. So this becomes a bit of a quad stretch. Okay, if it's too painful, do one of the first two variations that I showed you. Okay, slowly and gently release your foot. Your right hand comes back to meet your left. Sole of your right foot finds your mat again. Curl those left toes under. Step back, three-legged dog, one last time. Your right foot is going to meet your left foot. Downward facing dog. Again, we're going to walk our feet all the way forward. Keep those legs as straight as possible. Widen your stance. Toes are going to go out. You're going to sink those hips down. And again, find your Malasana squat. Maybe this time you feel like it's more open on this side because we've been here before. Last hip sequence. Slowly and gently begin to plant your hands. Lift your hips slightly. Step back with your right foot this time. Bring your left toes more forward. Drop your right knee. Top of your right foot turns over. You're going to bring your left foot closer to your left pinky finger and let that left knee fold open. Remember, we've got 3 different versions, and this is a new side. So maybe you stay on the palms of your hands because this side you're tighter. Maybe you come onto your palms, your forearms. And again, take a little bit of movement if that's what your left hip needs. Okay, slowly and gently, if you're on your forearms, find the palms of your hands again. The sole of your left foot grounds. Curl your right toes under. Think three-legged dog, so your left foot steps back, goes high to the sky. Three-legged dog. And again, step that left foot forward to the outside of your left pinky finger. Right foot, big step right, drop your right knee. Top of your right foot turns over. Fold open through your left knee. Right hand comes more centered. And we're going to come into the twist on this side. So your left hand guides your left knee more left. You twist so that maybe you can look over the left side of your body. Maybe even over your left shoulder. Continue to sink those hips forward. Nice, deep, long breaths. Slowly begin to make your way back to center. Sole of your left foot grounds. Curl your right toes under. Find your three-legged dog. Last version. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Right knee, right foot, walk it over. Drop your right knee. Top of your right foot turns over. Fold open with that left knee. Remembering our quad stretch. So our right hand comes to the center of our mat. Maybe you bend into your right knee. Maybe you reach back with your left hand, grab the top of your right foot, and continue to sink those hips forward. Again, you're looking to your left. Okay, slowly and gently begin to release. Left hand finds the ground. Plant your left foot again. Curl those right toes under. Lift your right knee up. Three-legged dog. Last time. Your left foot meets your right foot. Okay, this will be our last downward facing dog. From here, what I want you to do is slowly begin to look forward. Bend those knees. Hop into a seated position. Maybe it was graceful, maybe it wasn't graceful. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to check in with time. So what we're going to do here is a seated figure 4, it's called. So you're going to shift your hips back, and you're just going to plant your feet in front of you. All right? What I want you to do from here, your hands are going to plant just in behind you with either your fingers pointing to the back of your mat, or your fingers can point to the front. But what I want you to think about is that your palms are grounded. All right? You're going to lift your left foot up, and maybe you lift your hips up and you place your left knee just above, your right ankle just above your left knee. And then I want you just to kind of walk your body forward, flexing into your right foot. I'm going to turn my hands the other way. I want you to think of a proud chest, and I want you to think of drawing your right knee more towards the top of your mat as you flex into that right foot. And maybe you begin to make small movements to the right and to the left without compromising your upper body alignment. Now slowly come back to stillness. Maybe from here you begin to straighten your left leg, keep your right knee up. Your right foot is going to go into your left elbow crease. Your right arm is going to wrap around, it's going to connect with your left hand. And all I want you to begin to do is what we call rock the cradle. And you're just opening into that right hip a little bit more before we finish. Okay, slowly and gently begin to release. Okay, maybe that feels the most open that it has all day today. So we're going to come into the other side. So again, your hands plant in behind you. You're planting into your right foot. Lift your hips up. Place your left foot at the top of your right knee. And then you're going to sink those hips back down. Walk your body more forward. Flex into your left foot and draw your left knee more forward. And again, same thing as the other side. Maybe you windshield wiper your knees either side without compromising our alignment. Slow, gentle movements. Maybe this side's more open. My left hip is always more open than my right. Okay, and then slowly make your way back to stillness. Begin to straighten into your right leg. Your left foot is going to go into your right elbow crease. Your left arm is going to wrap around and hug your left knee. And again, rocking the cradle, so you're just going to gently guide your left hip to be more open as you keep a straight back. We're here for a couple more breaths. Slowly and gently begin to release. And then the last thing we'll do is extend both feet long towards the top of your mat. Hands are going to be on either side of your hips. Lift your seat bones up. Pull your body back just a little bit more. This is going to secure our alignment. Okay? Flex into your feet. Your legs are as straight as possible. Extend those arms skyward. And then you're going to fold forward. Draw that core in. Maybe you can reach the heels without bending your knees. Maybe you have a micro bend in your knees. Maybe your hands only come to here, or maybe you can only come to there. It's your availability. We'll end with this hamstring opener. What I want you to focus on is drawing your belly button in towards your spine and just making sure your alignment is still intact. And then just rest your forehead towards your knees to the best of your ability. Nice deep long breaths. Maybe on each exhale, you can fold a little bit more forward. Last cycle of breath. Slowly and gently beginning to lift your chest up first. Release your grip, walk your hands back towards your body, And then come to a seated position. I hope you feel better. Bring your hands into heart center. Make sure that spine is nice and long still to maintain that hard work we just did. So remember, mountaineers, try to keep it simple, and try to flush out any unnecessary expectations that we put on ourselves. I hope you enjoy the remainder of your week, and I look forward to seeing a lot of you live next Wednesday. Thanks for joining. Namaste. Oh, and have a good long weekend. Yay. Bye, guys.